In the 14th century, the Black Death, known as the worst disaster in human history, swallowed all of Europe. The streets were covered in corpses, and people trembled in fear of an invisible death. And in this hellish landscape, figures wearing bizarre bird beak masks and black leather coats began to appear. People called them plague doctors. But were they angels sent to save people? Or grim reapers hastening their death? They looked like demons straight out of hell, armed with thick leather clothes and holding a long wooden cane. At the time, people believed that bad air entered through the skin or respiratory tract to cause disease. So they stuffed that beak full of strong spices and herbs, like roses, lavender, and mint. They naively believed that masking the stench of the plague with fragrance would protect them. So how did they treat patients? Unfortunately, their treatment was closer to torture. The main duty of the plague doctors was bloodletting. They mercilessly cut patients' veins to draw blood and attached dozens of leeches to suck out the rest. It was also common to squeeze out pus with leather-gloved hands and pour strong acid onto the wounds. Dying from the shock of the treatment was often faster than dying from the disease itself. But the most terrifying duty of these masked figures was something else entirely. In truth, most plague doctors were wanderers or third-rate physicians with no formal medical training. Hired by the city for money, their real role was not treatment, but statistics and isolation. If a plague patient was found in a house, they immediately boarded up the doors from the outside with thick wooden planks and nails, regardless of whether uninfected family members were still inside, leaving behind desperate screams for help. They would paint a red cross on the door and mutter,
"May God have mercy on you."
In the end, a visit from these bizarre masked figures was a death sentence of absolute isolation. The tragedy of the Middle Ages, where people struggled to survive, but ended up burying each other alive out of sheer ignorance. Perhaps the real monster of that era wasn't the virus, but human beings consumed by fear.